Bottle of Pappy Van Winkle. Liquor Barn is proud to be the presenting sponsor once again of Ravens football on ESPN Louisville. So whether you're getting ready for the Ravens or your favorite team, have Liquor Barn bring the party to you. Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life.
Yeah, what's up?
Upon us, and that means change. But one thing that shouldn't change is who you call for all your home buying and selling needs. Call Josh Jarbo. Josh is a licensed realtor and the broker owner of Remax Alliance. And this spring, he wants to make your home buying and selling process as efficient as possible by offering a guaranteed sale program and instant offers on commercial listings. And if that wasn't enough, up to a $5,000 seller's credit by mentioning you heard it right here. And if you're looking for financing, Josh can cover that too. His new mortgage brokerage, Motto Mortgage A to Z, has licensed loan originators that can take care of all your financing needs. So don't wait any longer. Contact Josh Jarbo at 502-216-7590 or Josh Jarbo at remax.net.
Each office is independently owned and operated. NMLS number 2256125.
We are your home for the NCAA tournament, including the Final Four and National Championship. You're listening to ESPN Louisville and the ESPN Louisville app.
That's his game. They don't get back. Hayward's looking. Now look at his steal. Here's the steal. 3-on-1. Alley-oop. Oh, my goodness. Marcus Maybin. And you certainly are in love with him here in Louisville. Marcus in the open floor. Hops incredible. Here comes Maybin off the steal. Oh, my goodness.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let's get ready for Marcus Maybin. You're about midway to the midday with Marcus Maybin. And you can call in, I lay back and just listen to Marcus Maybin. So sit back and relax and watch Maybin.
Break it down like this. Woo! Broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services studio. Time for Middays with Marcus Maybin on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maybin and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maybin. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. And people, I feel like we have a good deck of conversation to have on this great Wednesday. Steve Escobar on vacation. Steve rummaging the
Hey, man, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. No, listen, I would have to go a couple of hours south before the I think before the
whole
powdered
Escobar
sugar
comes out.
Yeah, before the powdered sugar comes into play. But it was funny because Nick, I saw where he put on there, man, with just how much weight him and Jack have lost. And listen, I give Nick the business on this show so much, but like they are killing it. Like those two have legitimately
Nicky can wear light colors now, Steve.
Listen, here's the thing.
It's awesome.
The reason I'm so proud of Nick is because Nick is like our baby. And he's been that for a long time, and he didn't know it. There's jokes around the office, and Marcus, you probably know exactly where I'm going with this. Every time Nick sets something up or something happens, people are like, oh, that's going to mess up. That's never going to work. Nick's going to ruin the softball league. Nick's going to ruin the fantasy draft. Nick would never stick to Vitality. You know, and it's like, we're like, dude, he's like, when I don't know if people believe us, Marcus, and I hope you're looking at Nick and telling him everything I'm saying is 100% true. When Brian Hall moved on to bigger and better things, right?
Right.
We were literally like, there's no way they'll let us have Nick. There's no way. We're like, we're going to ask. There's no way.
Steve, we were plotting on how to do the psych out. We didn't know people if we should even ask for Nick or say we hated Nick, just so they might give us Nick if we said we hated him.
Can we say it publicly?
Yes, Steve.
I hope I don't get in trouble for this.
You
I'm
won't.
going to say it publicly because me and you actually had a little bit of a spat on the phone. You were like, they're not going to give us Nick. There's no way. They're like, we'll be a monster with Nick. And I said, dude, like, I really think they think he's that dumb.
Yes.
I'm like,
yes.
I really think they legitimately think
this is true, people.
He's like not as good as he is. And I'm like, I
y'all,
really truthfully believe
listen,
that.
Listen, this is a real conversation between myself and Steve.
Yeah, no, honest to God, hand to God on this one, man. This isn't even something that we're like, haha, for the show. You know, we embellish stuff. We had this exact. And me and Marcus, like, we're going at it back and forth. He's like, dude, you're wrong. And I'm like, no, you're wrong. And it's like, so we just went in and we were like, we'd really like to have Nick. You know, we're like, let's just shoot our shot, man.
Yeah, but it was kind of like, well, I mean, we see how things are going. And I mean, we can, you know, we could work with Nick if that's all you got for us.
Listen, and it's nothing against any of the other producers. We were just like, Nick would, I like Nick's style. Like, I like what Nick does. I think he's awesome, you know, and it worked out. So anyways.
And we're not using Nick to the fullest of his capabilities too.
Oh, no. Actually, probably we make that joke all the time where we're like, Nick asks us all the time, like, do y'all want me to get you producers? And we're like,
no, guests.
No. Or I'm sorry, guests. We're like, no. No, you're fine, dude. He's like, I know he feels sometimes like he's not doing his job. We're like, no, this is we're good. Like,
yeah, I had that Monday morning pre-show talk with him. Like, yes, listen, you be responsible on the phone and you just do what we need you to do when we need. And that's valuable.
Yeah.
Can do.
Yeah, and I mean, anytime some of these mesh ups you hear, I don't know why it's turned into a Nick Love fit. I guess because Jeanette, look, his beautiful significant other today posted a very nice tribute to him that I thought was very, very heartfelt. So I guess we're just.
Did I cry this morning? Maybe.
It was awesome.
Maybe
your softball league worked. Would you call that success?
Yes.
Yeah.
The gas bags were victorious by the end of.
Think about
for an
this.
expansion franchise. Very pleased. Very pleased.
The softball league worked, right? Nick didn't spike the ball. He didn't sit around, he didn't do that. Listen, one of the funnest things in this studio is the Papa Shot. You know, like that was a galvanizing addition to the studio. Would you say so, Steve?
Yeah, well, yes, I would. Now, I will be interested to see again. I don't know. I'm getting it. Look, when I get in Florida, I start just saying stuff. There's a member that has not been here that I will be that
you're curious?
I'll be interested to see that dynamic.
Listen, no, Steve. Let me dive on this one.
Okay,
let me dive on this grenade.
Okay.
I have stories that I must tell once every year, Steve. I'm contractually obligated to tell this story one time a year. It's about 10 stories that I must tell. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, just to intercept your point before you go down that road, I'll dive on this grenade for you.
Okay. All right.
Myself and my brother shared a room way past the time that we should be in a room together.
Okay. Fair enough.
You know, I won't say the age, but every time we moved, we were in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
One side of the room was his, one side of the room was mine. He had his closet, I had my closet. He had his trunk or stuff, I had my stuff. We shouldn't have been in the same, and we got a 4-year age difference. And in younger years, that's a huge difference. You know what I'm saying? Later on, it's not a big difference. I'm telling you, Steve, my dad went to the field. The field means he's going to be gone for 30 days. That happens a lot, military brats, dad's gone to the field. Listen, it's a substitute teacher in the house for the next 30 days. I mean, it just is what it is. My dad went to the field. We always had an extra room that was pretty much my dad's study /
This is
man cave.
This is awesome. Yeah, this is a great.
Steve, I came home
Awesome.
and my brother had moved his entire room into my father's study / man cave / extra room. I'm like, what you doing? Dad is going to kill you when he gets back. Right?
Oh, yeah.
My brother looked right at me and was like, I'm not staying in the room with you anymore. And I'm just like, yeah, we'll see. I'll see you when you get back. I was like, ooh, he is going to pulverize you. And again, people, refresher course. My dad is 6'4", very athletic at this time, very imposing, deep voice. I mean, just that guy. Just like Chris Rock's dad on Everybody Hates Chris, but just skinnier. Just
Terry Crews.
Yeah, just kind of got
like a diet Terry Crews.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna kill you, Michael. Right? He's like, honestly, my dad came home, looked and saw his extra room was no longer his room anymore. And that was all that was ever said. Drew's dad on this one. That Papa Shot is here to stay.
Oh.
Yeah, and I can see you, Steve. You gonna get in trouble.
I know. Listen, I'm Marcus. I'm Marcus in this scenario. I'm walking around here like, look, I'm the guy walking around like, y'all, are we not gonna? Okay, all right.
Big wigs are coming soon, Steve. Ooh.
I got news. The Papa Shop might be getting a couple friends too.
Okay, and I will say this. To Nikki's defense, we saw local television people have Papa Shots in their office, so it's like, listen.
And they're capital J journalists.
And whoever the dad character in this one, if it's Kansas City, you gotta eat this one.
See, and listen, and then I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna be like, oh, why didn't I show out? Why didn't I show out more? Well, like I thought. Like, look, I tried to play it all safe during all this. Look, I'm like, why didn't I show out a little more on this thing?
Yeah, man? No, there's just some changes around here. Just have to proceed.
I don't want to show all the sausage because the judge said I shouldn't do that anymore. But also, I'll be honest with you.
Links.
Yeah, thank you. Well, sausage and links could also be something else.
Yeah, I didn't want people expecting kielbasa.
The Papa Shot goes, Jack, me and Pat are walking. I'm just letting you know. Why? I am. It is. There's no.
Is that where we're at now?
I'm saying this probably 90% serious.
Steve, did you know that they unionized? Did you know that? Did you know they unionized?
I'm listen.
No, they applied. They applied.
Yeah, we talked to my Uncle Frankie. He's big with the union.
They're a union now.
Well, all I'm going to tell you is Marcus, and I haven't even got to talk to you yet, but me and Marcus probably going to be going to lunch the next few days, and that's all I'm going to say is we're going to tell on all y'all.
Speaking of the Papa Shot, let me get this last story in here real quick. So I'm in here taking notes and cleaning the studio. Yes, I said cleaning the studio. Boy, I am going. Listen, y'all. I spent an hour cleaning this studio from corner to corner. If I come in here and see that you've been eating burgers and cookies on the counter and you leaving your little cough drops and candy wrappers all around this place, I am going to embarrass you from this point forward. And that is my declaration. If y'all go screw up the rest of the studio. No, actually don't screw up the rest of the studio. Start picking up behind yourselves. I'm sick of this place looking like squalor in here. Have some personal pride in your office space. Jesus. So anyway, I hear this guy in the back go, yeah, that's right. Yeah, something to that effect, right? And right. I know what's going on. Somebody thinks they had a good score in the back. So then I see Patty Ice come around the corner, arms up in the air in triumph. Broke the record, baby. I said, who's your witness? Guess what, Steve?
No.
There is no witness.
There is. Oh, no.
Nikki provided the rules. Nothing is valid without a witness.
No, that's for the tournament.
No.
This is no, because people were crapping on mine.
I said it from the beginning. And I'm not even participating in any Papa shots. Nobody, if you don't have a witness, no scores count. That's just a law of Papa shot in this building.
Oh, it is. They do that for Guinness Book of World Records. They have to have a certified Guinness guy there.
Nothing counts. If you, like I said, I could come in here at 3 a.m. I got it.
Which might be when I broke the record the first time.
It does not count. It doesn't count. You know why else? Why other? It's not because you're worried about being honest, right? Because I could play that. I could. You could be lying. You could be doing it. Here's why it doesn't count. Everyone knows it's more difficult to perform in front of a crowd.
Oh, that is true. Yeah,
everybody knows that.
I've choked in front of Steve.
So your scores without witnesses means your score was on a golf course with nobody monitoring you, no crowd, no home court advantage, no road games. A crowd and somebody recording you is added pressure of the sport, Papa Shot. It does not count without like your girlfriend sitting there watching you and just, that's extra pressure. The fellas are sitting there watching you, oh, you suck, you can't shoot. That's what makes the game competitive, not just sitting here and nobody's around. I won. That doesn't count.
The little motion he did was hilarious.
That didn't count, y'all.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, that was not a lie. I had the stomach flu going into the hot dog eating contest this year. But I also got saved right. I'll be honest. I choked in more than one way. And so did Jack. This was pre-vitality, Jack and Nick. So we were in our eating prime.
Yeah, no, when people are watching, there's pressure.
Especially when you're shoving glizzies in your mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Added pressure.
Okay, so here's the thing, Steve. What have you missed the most in the radio world?
Oh,
is it Kenny Payne conversation? Is it watching the world implode over the rumors and the recruiting and what are we gonna do here and all that stuff?
That's a perfect question to ask me, because here my response is going to be very much this. My response is going to be, it's actually okay. I have to start by saying this. I haven't listened to really any radio. I flipped you and Nikki on a couple times, and maybe 5-minute little segments. I have not listened to anyone else, at the station.
That's a ride or die right there, Steve.
Do what?
That's a ride or die right there, Steve.
Yeah. I refuse. I would listen to y'all on vacation. No, but I've been able to kind of pull myself out and just watch from afar. And it's been enjoyable, I will say, to kind of see, because over the last few days, we've gotten so much great news, which by the way, I tweeted out yesterday. Let me just touch on this just for a second. I wore usually when we go to these amusement parks, I'll wear like a Harry Potter shirt or Disney, if we're at Disney, I'll wear Disney stuff, I threw my U of L gear on. And I told Charity, I said, as we were going in, I was like, man, it feels good to want to wear this stuff again. And probably 5 minutes into the park, somebody was like, yeah, go Cars, baby. And I'm like, thank you to everybody up there for making this exciting again, But since last week, since the announcement, since the high, and we've gotten the women's into the Final Four, which is exceptional. And I mean, they're a cast of characters, and it's fun to watch. you feel connected with them. Maybe more so. And I know some people get mad at me and they're like, well, I'm at every women's game and I watch it and I've been connected to every team. Okay, well, great. That's awesome for you. But I think the entire fan base, man, may feel as connected, if not more, to this team than maybe ever before. And it's because you have people like Haley and those that are out here screaming, this is for the city. This is bigger than this is bigger than basketball. This is about us.
And we recognize the pressure that the unfairness of we expect them to be in Elite Eights and Final Fours. That's sometimes it's tough to get the proper appreciation through the media when your expectations are so high.
Sure. So all that has happened, but then you still have the and I'm just saying, just from afar, I'm watching. We get Kenny Payne. We start talking recruits, right? We start talking assistant coaches, right?
100%.
We start, listen, there's names floated out there. I mean, there's full staffs out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're like, oh, man, this is, we're going to get this guy and this guy and this guy. And then you get a quick reminder. These things take time. You don't just hire the guy and get the staff. If you want a staff that's worth, look, I'm gonna go full Bullitt County, a hill of beans. This takes
nice.
time.
You should bring that back. That needs to be brought back. Hill of beans.
I didn't know.
It's not worth a hill of beans. I don't really know the context of that. I just know it's been said. Maybe Nick can provide us the
backstory
context of that at some point. But are you following me here, Marcus? So now Steve and Marcus tell you last week, and I'm not saying this is I'm not really even patting ourselves on the back. I'm just saying, hey guys, Kenny's probably going to chat with his team. He's going to talk to his team over the next week. Probably going to hear some guys hit the transfer portal. And then I hear, Kenny Payne's not even talking to the team. Kenny Payne's going to talk to his team, guys. His team.
Not just players either.
Sydney Curry has a Jeep deal. Sydney's what looks to be a Jeep deal. Let me just say that. What looks to be as on Instagram. Sydney Curry's posting pictures working out with Mike James. They look like they talked to the coach, right?
I wouldn't even make that assumption, Steve.
I don't even know if I need to make that assumption.
Because here's the thing: if I was a player right now, first of all, I would have made sure that I was at that press conference. but no judgment there. Mm-hmm. I would be practicing, assuming there are cameras in here watching who's practicing and who's not. Before the coach even gets here, I'm going to be in the gym every day working on my game. Even if because if I'm going to transfer, the first thing they're going to want to see is me work out. When he gets here, first thing he's going to want to see is me work out. So I'm controlling what I can control right now. Stand in the gym. I'm not worried about that stuff. Go ahead.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings here, but I would say that as of today, on March 30th, the year of our Lord, if you haven't talked to Coach Payne and Coach Payne, let me refer to that. Let me change that. If Coach Payne hasn't talked to you and you haven't contacted Coach Payne, you're not on the Louisville basketball team anymore. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, and let me be clear what I said. If Coach Payne hasn't talked to you and you haven't tried to contact Coach Payne, you are probably no longer a Louisville Cardinal. And that's a harsh thing to say. But if you've been here, listen, if Kenny Payne, Coach Payne, sorry, I'm getting.
Yeah, you're to transition.
I'm getting into that transition, so I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into that. So y'all may hear me correct myself on that for the next couple weeks. But if Coach Payne has been here and you haven't said, "Hey, Coach, can I get a meeting, man?" Like, I'm trying to be here. Okay, well, let's talk. Because I know a couple that have. There's been players on this team that have had conversations with Coach Payne. And I think you're going to see those guys.
Steve, let's take it. Let's have another quick refresher course. And we're just getting back in the flow of having this conversation because you haven't been here.
Sure. Well, lots happened since we talked.
And just to refresh or rehash, I said, when your new coach comes in, and I said, this is what I said, he's going to make sure everybody has his number or a group text where y'all can contact him. He'll have an open schedule. Everybody has his number. He's going to want to see who reaches out the moment this meeting ends. The moment they get the number, who's going to reach out and say, "Hey, I want to talk," first available. You know what I'm saying? First available time. Some guys are going to just, well, he need to be calling me. Some guys are some guys take care of their business right away. He's going to say, okay, the hungry guys take care of business right away. Or even just handshake, posture. Chris Mack did the same thing. I want to see which guys, come in here, look me straight in the face, shake my hand, sit up straight, ready to go. Like these are interview characteristics. And here's the thing, plenty of people are interviewing for jobs at 18, 19 years old. So we don't have to go full kid conversation. Like, yes, they're in school, but they're still interviewable age. They're still in the job market, in the job training market, in the interview world. So these are interviews when he gets on campus. But yeah, keep going. See, I kind of derailed you.
Yeah, no. So, hello. Up top, give me 5. All right. Sorry. Wife came out. Wife's going to the pool. It's just like, gosh dang. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Marcus. Oh, man. Marcus.
Yeah,
I'm breaking up.
Let's come out the bathroom. I was like, good night. Like, hang on, don't go to the pool without me. No. No, I'm kidding. But it was but watching that from afar. Okay, so now players have entered the portal. Sam Williamson's entered the portal. Gabe's entered the portal.
Decommitments.
That's what was throwing me off, because I was like, I know there was something.
And decommitments that say they're still open to being recruited by Louisville.
You won't be. It was,
but still open to it, Steve.
Sure. It's very nice to say.
Is that one of those? Yeah, I'm open to Janet Jackson or something.
Yes.
I'm available.
Listen, I'm available if you want me. But no, actually, I was upset about the Fred King one. I will say, I really thought Fred King could be good, but I figured that was going to happen. I mean, with him being international and probably Ross McMahon's like, but I kind of thought
these text lines savage.
Okay.
Come on, Steve. Pixar didn't happen. Jesus, my God. It's the man's wife.
Yeah. Listen.
All right. You go. Okay. Steve Smith. Steve gonna go Will Smith on you.
Listen, that's the first thing.
My wife.
You move. You listen. You move to Norton Commons. Then stuff starts happening. Next thing you know, now you're slapping dudes on stage, and
that's how it happens.
Yeah, listen, but no, okay. So now you have decommitments. You have Tay Davis. You have Fred King. I've said all along, I think Kamari Land sticks. And with that, but I mean, he's top fit. We're talking a top 50 kid. The two that just decommitted were in the 130s. I mean, so it's like, okay.
Do you believe this text or not, Steve? And again, I'm sorry about the derailing. This is just I'm fascinated. Bruh, I had 3 jobs at 18: Army, school, and exotic dancing in Fort Campbell. Do you believe that?
Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too, because Fort Campbell is filled with a bunch of 18, 19-year-olds fresh out of school, and all they do is work out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I could totally
like I'm saying, yeah, like I'm not even like ha in that. I'm like, no, I believe that.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so so just to put a bow tie on that. So what I'm trying to say is, okay, so now we get a week of really nothing's happened, or at least let me say nothing exciting has happened,
right,
other than we're shaving off some I don't want to say fat, because like I mean these there's good players. I mean Sam Williamson's already been contacted by
everybody,
Texas, Memphis, area. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not saying like, oh yeah, every guy we lose is better, but yeah, I think that it's been interesting to watch the reaction.
Let me ask you this, Steve. And this is just 2 guys talking basketball psychology.
Okay.
You think he's worried about these guys currently being tainted, their mindset?
Yeah. Yes.
You think that's a thing?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and more yes.
And is that a criticism that somebody would have for him, or an acknowledgement that this is a real thing? Like, of course, because I think that my biggest worry about keeping certain people is if you have gotten used to the system under Mac, because there might be too much of a shock to your body and your system to change up.
Yes, no, I 100% think that. I think that there is absolutely guys that I think he would immediately say, but this is where I told you, and this is what Marcus told you, and this is what, and we don't know everything, but we know some things. And when we said, I don't think there's going to be very many guys left off this team. And when Marcus said, and I thought it was a great thing he said, don't get upset at Kenny when he tells your favorite player he's got to go. Like, and listen, there's a good chance if your favorite player is not Sidney Curry or Mike James or possibly L. Ellis, he's going to be gone. And it's just, it's one of those things that this is the time. These are the couple weeks here where Coach Payne said, stick with me. This is the first time we're doing this. Stick with me. I'm trust me on this. Trust me on this. We have coaches. Look, Kenny Klein's not out here trying to put out 17 different announcements. Okay. Chill out. We'll put a staff out there soon. There might be some staff still coaching. Okay. There's things like, wait a second, and do you get what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, like, and if it's a choppy rollout, it's going to look disorganized.
100%.
Like people should understand that, getting a dude here and getting a dude there, it looks like he's out searching. But if he waits and gets, hey, this coach, we got 3 players already. It's gonna be like, okay, he was closing all this stuff off the behind the scenes this whole time.
Yeah, I mean, do you think he's just not working? I mean, here's the thing: he has time and he doesn't. I know that's a crazy thing to say, but it's like he has time. Get your guys, get your staff, talk to her. I mean, in the meantime, listen. Coach Payne has been hired for all of 2 weeks, and a 5-star point guard has put us in the top 6.
Even if you don't get him.
He's been hired all of 2 weeks. Even without, he's been hired all with 2 weeks. We have a 5-star small forward in Tyra Ward that is considering Louisville now. Just in a couple weeks. It's like there are other things that are happening. Plus, the portal's about to get a lot better over the next 2 weeks.
Steve, I want to have the portal conversation because I was talking to the luminary. I want to read this question, and I want either you to respond to it or I'm going to enjoy responding to this. Now the commercial break is coming up.
Yeah.
But I just want to read this because I think it's exactly what we're talking about right now. It's from one of my guys, the Midnight Crew. Robert says, sorry, but I have to disagree with Steve on this one. I think we have some dudes who could meet the Louisville standard. Dre, for one, here's it. With some proper coaching, motivation, and an up-tempo system.
Well, an up-tempo system is not what Dre Davis is going to want.
It's not going to
watch him.
Right.
I don't know if you've watched him in transition.
He won't excel at up-tempo.
Yeah, so that part I would disagree with. I'm not saying we don't have that.
Who could?
Yeah.
But Dre, which has always bothered me, is Dre looks to have a lower ceiling than a lot of guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to say he needs better coaching and an up-tempo style and to be motivated, it's like, that's the point. If Kenny feels like he needs better coaching and motivation and up-tempo style, he's gonna say, you're not the dude for, for
listen,
a return for Louisville.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, I don't have time to take over a team that every guy I'm looking at, I'm going, okay, if these three things go right, he'll be good.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, I'm not.
But it hurts.
I don't know.
It hurts.
Yeah,
it does hurt.
But you can't sit around and throw a fit about how crappy we looked, and then just expect that the whole team's going to come back.
A 13-win team.
Yeah. I mean, that's not going to happen.
Kenny won't. Kenny's like, I didn't put my name on this one. Like, I need my dudes.
Yeah, I mean, and again,
and I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that these kids can work their way into Kenny Payne's good graces, like some of them,
100%. I think a phone call. Listen, I told you yesterday on the phone. I said, if I really wanted to be here right now and he hadn't called me and I hadn't called him, I'd be making a phone call and I'd say, Coach, give me a workout. Give me a workout. I want to be here at Louisville. Work me out. I'll be at the Center. You tell me when. Give me a workout with your guy. Whatever I can do. Let me show you I can be here at the University.
No, you know what happened, Steve?
But no, he should actually be, he should be able to suckle at the teat of Kenny. No,
Steve. What happens is Kenny Payne keeps all these players, right?
Yeah.
We go to the Elite Eight, and you know what we're saying next year?
I'm listening.
They were using all the max players. Quick commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maven on 93.9 The Ville.
You're listening to 93.9 The Ville, powered by Isaacs and Isaacs Injury Lawyers. WeWin.com.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
We are on the verge of madness that this month brings, but don't let your heating or cooling system make you mad. If you have any issues, call who I call and who we use at the station, DFH Company. Now, when you buy a qualifying Trane HVAC system, receive 18 months special financing when you buy a complete Trane system. It's hard to stop a Trane, and it's hard to not call DFH Company today at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Hey, Kentuckiana, Coach Dan McDonald here. In my 16 years of living in this community, I've had the great pleasure of being associated with some amazing teams. And I wanted to take a moment to talk about the wonderful team at Fitness Market. When my wife and I were upgrading our home fitness room, we knew there was only one place to go, Fitness Market. Fitness Market has been serving the Louisville community for over 10 years, and their service company, Treadmill Medic, has been in Louisville for over 20 years. When Julie and I walked into their store, we were treated like family, and that is exactly what Fitness Market is, a local family business. The Whiters and their team truly care about their customers, and they want them to succeed in their personal fitness goals. The team at Fitness Market has helped us create an amazing workout room in our home, and we couldn't be happier with our purchase. So when you are ready to add to your home gym, do what Julie and I did. Go see the winning team at Fitness Market.
So visit Fitness Market, 2 locations, Westport Road, just inside the Snyder, or Plantside Drive and Watterson Trail, or online at thefitnessmarket.com.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some cold craft, tap, can, or bottled beer? 4 pegs. And the best part about 4 pegs is it's right around the corner at 1053 Goss Avenue in Germantown. So you better get over there fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck and other catering services.
Here's what you missed on The Drive with Mark Ennis.
What made Blankenbaker sound just more Blankenbaker, more white? Was it when he talked about weed or when he talked about fatback?
Weed.
Yeah, the weed was like,
I don't know how that mechanics of that work.
I don't know what it was. Like fatback, it was just like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But with weed, it was like, how do you do, fellow kids?
The Drive, weekdays 3 to 6 on 93.9 The Ville.
GE Appliance Park is now hiring full-time positions with up to a $2,500 hiring bonus. Pick your shift and make up to $2,987 per month. Join our manufacturing production team and be part over 100 years of American manufacturing. Apply today at makeitathepark.com or text GEA Park to 844-MY-APPLY. That's GEA Park to 844-692-7759. Make a difference. Make it at the park.
You've got ants inside the house, mosquitoes outside the house, moles burrowing in your lawn, and termites eating your house from inside out. You're completely surrounded. Luckily, OPC Pest Services has a 4 seasons program that can help. OPC has been providing quality pest services since 1972. Protect your home and property and call OPC Pest Services for a free estimate at 969-9635 or visit opcpest.com. Again, that's 969-9635 or visit opcpest.com.
If you want the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits, go to Liquor Barn. Or better yet, have Liquor Barn bring it to you. Download the Liquor Barn app, visit their website, or just call and let Liquor Barn deliver whatever it is you need to stock the bar. And if it's your birthday month, make sure you visit their website for the Pappy Birthday promotion, where you can get a chance to purchase a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle. Liquor Barn is proud to be the presenting sponsor once again of Ravens football on ESPN Louisville. So whether you're getting ready for the Ravens or your favorite team, have Liquor Barn bring the party to you. Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life.
Spring is upon us, and that means change. But one thing that shouldn't change is who you call for all your home buying and selling needs. Call Josh Jarbo. Josh is a licensed realtor and the broker owner of RE/MAX Alliance. And this spring, he wants to make your home buying and selling process as efficient as possible by offering a guaranteed sale program and instant offers on commercial listings. And if that wasn't enough, up to a $5,000 seller's credit by mentioning you heard it right here. And if you're looking for financing, Josh can cover that too. His new mortgage brokerage, Motto Mortgage A to Z, has licensed loan originators that can take care of all your financing needs. So don't wait any longer. Contact Josh Jarbo at 502-216-7590 or Josh Jarbo at remax.net.
Each office is independently owned and operated. NMLS number 2256125.
Louisville women's basketball is headed to Minneapolis for the Final Four.
The Cardinals are on their way.
What do you want to come back to?
As they beat Michigan.
And ESPN Louisville is your play-by-play and post-game headquarters. Live play-by-play of the Cards in South Carolina begins Friday at 6:30 on 93.9 The Ville. And then directly following the game, join Chrissy Banta and Dave Skull for the Louisville postgame show, presented by the Huffman Auto Group. If it's Louisville women's basketball, we talk about it here on 93.9 The Ville and the ESPN Louisville app.
This is Bob Valvano. As some of you know, I have stage 4 leukemia. Thanks to 2 new medications that are both less than 5 years old, my progress has been good and my prognosis is strong. Those medications only came about because of research funded from people like you. My late brother Jim said, I need your help. It may not save my life, but it may save someone you love. This research is doing just that. We created Kentuckiana Friends of V, a local 501c3 organization that works in close cooperation with the V Foundation to fund research and preventive initiatives locally, right here in the Kentuckiana area. Won't you consider helping us in that quest? Sign up for an event, volunteer, or just make a donation at kfov.org. You really do help save lives like mine. That's kfov.org.
Days with Marcus Maven. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. I don't think I really, during the break, Steve, I realized this is just banter. This is just banter with the Kenny Payne not talking to players and Kenny Payne not he's being a hypocrite about, listen, if Kenny Payne sits down with a player and says, what are your goals? And Kenny Payne says, this is not the place for you to achieve that goal. You have a much better shot at achieving this goal if you transfer to Wake Forest. And I know 2 assistant coaches at Wake Forest, and I'm sure they'd be interested in you. That will save a kid's life.
Yes. And listen, the one thing I don't think anybody is questioning, we talk about it from the point of view that's like, dude, stop crying. Like, like this is what has to happen. But at the end of the day,
I mean, Kenny Payne's reputation is impeccable when it comes to caring about his players. Like,
yes,
do you think that would all
I
knew that's where you're going. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah. Oh, no. Go ahead. No,
his reputation is literally impeccable in the circles of, college sports. Why do you think those people were just so ready to jump straight off and it's got to be Kenny Payne? Got to be Kenny Payne. It's not a bunch of argument outside of there. The only place you hear it not being Kenny Payne is from Mike Pratt and Dan Issel.
Right. And listen, if he was bad with kids or something, I mean, people would have said something. On the contrary, Marcus Maben gets a call a year and a half ago from a 5-star's mother when Kenny Payne goes to the Knicks. And it's just a kid that was headed to Kentucky. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Headed to Kentucky. And then worked Kentucky twice. But it was one of those things where, I mean, you heard, I remember when she called you, the in her voice.
And yes, people,
like,
I did put this 5-star in contact with our coach, but he was a little late to get in there.
And it wasn't. That wasn't totally Coach Mack's fault.
There's nothing he could have done.
There was nothing he could do. And there was a logo that just something about a logo that Louisville was wearing that it just was not gonna happen. But right. You remember her voice? She was like, Marcus, you don't understand. Like no, this dude's been, I'm not gonna go into father and all that, but I mean, like, this dude's been a mentor to him, man. Like, that's not gonna happen now.
And that's going on all over the world. And listen, and the Final Four is where you get things done. And people don't realize there's a transfer portal, and then there's who he wants to play on his team next year.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now,
they might hit the portal.
Listen, right now, it's just a portal, right?
Mm-hmm.
After the Final Four, like, who knows?
Hey, by the way, our guy Sidney Curry, shout out to you, big fella, listener of the show, by the way. He thought right now during our show, appreciate him, would be the time to announce that he is here to stay, and he wanted to officially tell people that he will be back at the University of Louisville next season. Shout out to you, big man.
I'm gonna go look at Sidney Curry highlights during the commercial break. just whoever did the one clip where they have blow the whistle playing to the music. Can somebody please send me that Sidney Curry blow the whistle clip? Where he just works his man a little bit. I don't know if you saw that one, Nikki. But yeah, this is awesome. So Sidney Curry wants everybody to know, just don't even waste your time. I'm in the lab.
Yep.
How much weight is he going to lose under Kenny Payne?
Oh man, he put a nice little picture on there too. He did the full here to stay. Put a nice little car.
Why didn't he just stop by? Did you send it to me?
I don't know. He tweeted it out. I don't know.
Oh, well, I'll get to it in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
I just had to do.
So yeah, point being, Kenny Payne is going to talk with everybody and help them get into the best. So, I mean, these are still Louisville guys. Like, he's not going to crap on him. He can find a place for, he's going to get an honest evaluation to each indivial player.
Yeah, no, he'll leave the crapping on it to Steve and Marcus to get on here and go, guys, look, guys, look, we're the little pit bulls. Like, get off his back, that guy. Come on, you wasn't gonna play. You wanted that guy over this guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go watch some highlights of this guy coming in.
That is an awesome picture, by the way.
That's perfect. Just perfect. No, Sidney has an opportunity. Since he tweeted that out, we'll go ahead and have a quick Sidney conversation. But Sidney has an opportunity, man, in this transition to really go down as one of those guys we talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying he's going to be a top 5 guy all time, but he can be in Marcus Maben range, top 25. And
that list had me at number 50, Steve.
All-time Cardinals.
Yep. Broke my heart.
Wow. That's a little steep, even for me. 50 is a little low. Like, golly.
You should have saw some of them names on that board.
I can imagine. You're like, dude, that dude, look,
whoever wrote this.
Donovan Mitchell played here for 2 years, got hurt, got benched just because he went into the league. I can hear you now. Did what he did does not make him a better Cardinal. You're like the anti-Johnny Unitas. Everybody's like, we're all like, Johnny U. It's like, was he any good at Louisville? He was all right.
Look at his stats.
I mean, he was okay.
But a really nice guy.
Yeah. It doesn't matter because he was a Cardinal.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that's how I'm gonna get inducted into some kind of sports Hall of Fame. Just look as a contributor, Steve.
As a contributor
to the University of Louisville.
Listen, you're gonna get inducted with me as a show.
Yes, that's what I've been reduced to.
We're both gonna be first ballot contributor Hall of Famers. But Sidney, no, but my point is, I was kidding, but my point is with Sidney, I do think he has he's a guy that I do think is gonna put himself on the beloved list, where you're really like, yeah, man, we love that guy. We love that guy.
Yeah, I'm so glad he got a shot, man. I hate that it took so long, but I am glad he got a shot. I'll tell you what, Steve, guess what we got to talk about next hour?
Oh, what?
Spring game, baby.
Oh, yeah. Spring game this weekend
is Sunday. We got to talk about it. Top 3 during the commercial break. Top 3 things Steve Rummage is going to be looking for out of the spring game.
Love it.
I just got one thing. Okay. And so let me go first.
It sounds like you're just going to attempt to stay alive.
Middays with Marcus Maven on 99 The Bill.
You're listening to 93.9 The Ville, powered by Isaacs and Isaacs Injury Lawyers. WeWin.com.
Spring is upon us, and that means change. But one thing that shouldn't change is who you call for all your home buying and selling needs. Call Josh Jarbo. Josh is a licensed realtor and the broker owner of RE/MAX Alliance. And this spring, he wants to make your home buying and selling process as efficient as possible by offering a guaranteed sale program and instant offers on commercial listings. And if that wasn't enough, up to a $5,000 seller's credit by mentioning you heard it right here. And if you're looking for financing, Josh can cover that too. His new mortgage brokerage, Motto Mortgage A2Z, has licensed loan originators that can take care of all your financing needs. So don't wait any longer. Contact Josh Jarbo at 502-216-7590 or Josh Jarbo at remax.net.
Each office is independently owned and operated. NMLS number 2256125.
We are your home for the NCAA tournament, including the Final Four and National Championship. You're listening to ESPN Louisville and the ESPN Louisville app.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some
Heard about it right here from Steve Rummage and 93.9 The Ville.
What's up, Card Nation? Kenny Payne. I'm headed home.
The next chapter of Louisville men's basketball is here as Kenny Payne has been named the new head coach of the Cardinals. The veteran college and NBA coach with 17 years of coaching experience, the former Cardinals basketball great returns home to lead his alma mater.
I took this job for the University of Louisville, for this community, and for this state.
Season ticket memberships are now available. Become a member today by visiting gocards.com/MVB.
At Pepsi, we know now more than ever we play a vital role in supporting our communities, and we're looking for top talent to join our team in Louisville, Kentucky. Our competitive benefits and employee perks and discounts start day one of hire. As a CDL driver for Pepsi, we guarantee you're home every night. If you're currently out of work, out of school, or looking to launch your career with the best in the beverage business, look no further than PepsiCo. We're hiring CDL Class A drivers, warehouse team members, and store merchandisers. Apply today at PepsiFrontlineCareers.com. That's PepsiFrontlineCareers.com.
Imagine your bright career when you join the U of L Health Team. Now, imagine receiving free tuition to the University of Louisville. At U of L Health, we believe in investing in you and the power of education. So now, your U of L Health family has college tuition covered for all employees and their families. Just imagine the possibilities. For details, visit uoflhealth.org/imagine. That's the power of you.
Where do you go to find all your favorite wine, beer, and spirits with selections customized to local taste? Where do you go to pick up your premium cigars, snacks, and all those last-minute party supplies? And where do you go to enjoy fast, friendly, convenient service that's right in your neighborhood? For more than 25 years, the go-to place has been Cox's Spirit Shop and Evergreen Liquors. 23 area locations, walk-in, drive-through, delivery, Cox's and Evergreen Liquors, Louisville's go-to liquor store.
Jackson Hewitt needs you to know 3 things about filing taxes this year. 1, there are thousands of dollars worth of new tax credits on the table. 2, you have to file for them to make sure you get the right amount. 3, a Jackson Hewitt Tax Pro will help track down every credit you deserve. Tax credits for being a parent, taking care of a parent, going to school, and so much more. You don't want to miss out on thousands. Jackson Hewitt knows that. Discover thousands in tax credits and get your biggest refund guaranteed. Learn more at jacksonhewitt.com.
The Final Four is set.
Coach Drew and Baylor complete college basketball's greatest rebound with a championship.
And again this year, ESPN Louisville is your play-by-play home as college basketball crowns their national champion. Semifinal coverage begins Saturday at 3:30 on ESPN 680, 105.7, and the ESPN Louisville app. Live play-by-play of the Final Four is presented by UPS Jobs Kentucky and OPC Pest Services.
Westwood One presents great moments in tournament history.
The Mighty Quinn and Mayday in March, the last team with a perfect season after this.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
You're the one everyone looks to for answers. Come rain or shine, the job must get done. And you're the one who makes it happen. We get you, Jackie in Fresno, putting your employee safety first. And Maddie in Chattanooga, whose local Granger team knows him by name. We're here for you and all the ones who get it done with 24/7 customer support and access to product specialists to help you find what you need. Call, click Granger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
March 1976, Indiana enters the tournament an unblemished 27-0 behind the play of Kent Benson, Quinn Buckner, and Scott May. They rolled all the way to the title game against Michigan, where they completed their perfect season.
Here's Quinn Buckner doing a jig on the floor. He's dancing up and down. Here comes May out of the game. Scotty May jumping up and down. 10 seconds. Backs are almost lost, and here's missing on the dribble. Backs are down the right side. Lost the ball down to the field. Redford on a break. 5 seconds to go. Drive. Shoots it up. And Benson. Claiborne scores the gun. Indiana's #1. They've won it. They're the national champions for 1976.
Don Fisher of Learfield Communications calling the last men's team to finish a season undefeated. The 32-0 Hoosiers. Another great moment in.
Here's what you missed on The Drive with Mark Ennis.
I said this years ago, and I meant it, and I think I'm right. Kentucky fans miss college basketball because he paints and talks about everything they do. They're like it's a mission for people using a college basketball team, and the results on the court ultimately don't matter, and they're tired of it.
The Drive, weekdays 3 to 6 on 93.9 The Ville.
Yeah, gotta say what's up to my nigga like Rick. For those that don't like it, eat it. But for those who with me, sing that ish. Has it go a little something like this. Lordy Dotty, we likes to party. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody. We're just some.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maben. 8150-93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. Quickest roll out humanly possible. You guys got a little nervous on that song, but there you go, Ross. There was your Lottie Dottie. Well, now is a chance to remind everybody that temperature control, because it got hot in here for a second, is one of the most valuable resources one can have. If you agree with that sentiment, then DFH Company is most certainly the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222, or you can look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Make sure you look into the Mitsubishi Mini Split like we use here at the 93.9 studios, otherwise known as the Players Club, for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222, or you can look them up online at dfhcompany.com.
Also, it's Wednesday, and even though I'm in Orlando, Florida, Lake Buena Vista, Florida, to be more exact.
Boom.
I'm still jealous of you guys, because whatever I'm going to go over here and have, it's not going to be as good as a Cali club from Which.
And I'm taking yours.
So thanks. And you're taking mine. Fair enough. Thanks to Jason and his team for bringing about lunch to the ESPN Louisville studios. It's Which Wednesday, so be sure to get carry-out, curbside, or delivery from the Hurstbourne or Brownsboro Crossing. If you're over there, come on, see me, or don't. Location for lunch, dinner, or your game watch party. Fully staffed, now open 7 days a week. Both locations. Order online on the Which app or online. Which Superior Sandwiches. Sorry, Phil.
Harbaugh signs a 3-year extension. Does that have any effect on whether or not they give Lamar Jackson his big money?
I think so. I think Harbaugh will bat for Lamar a little more. I think Jim Harbaugh. I listen. I think Lamar
saved Jim Harbaugh's career.
Well, and Jim Harbaugh, I think, made Lamar's. So I'll play that game. I'll play that game a little bit both ways.
Mm-hmm.
I think it took a guy like Harbaugh that said, "All right, we're going to draft Lamar Jackson."
Well, that was really your boy, though. That was really your boy's last move. The GM that made
no, absolutely, but
Harbaugh did adapt his whole scheme though for Lamar.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like I think there's a lot of coaches. I think, and there's proof to this. The fact that Lamar failed the way he did, that was like, I'm not. Look, he can come in. Okay, if he can come in here and do exactly what I want to do, drop back, you stay in the pocket, you throw the football. Like I think Jim Harbaugh is one of the name.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think Jim Harbaugh was one of probably 2 or 3 coaches that were like, hey, if we get that guy, we're going to rewrite the whole system. We're going to rewrite the whole dang thing, man, and we're going to shape it around him.
Joe Flacco doesn't work out.
You don't draft Lamar if you think Joe Flacco.
How funny was that, Steve, where we were just sitting there tapping our feet waiting for Lamar Jackson?
Oh, yeah. We knew. What did we say? Game 6? We were off by like 2 weeks.
Listen, it was so perfect. In the first day of training, that on the training camp, the guy, one of the DBs for Ravens, like, he's different.
Yeah.
And we were like, you think you're going to be able to leave that guy on the bench for a full season?
Unless I know. That's why I say, and we're very Lamar protective in this, at Louisville market, and stuff. But that's one. Jim Harbaugh's one guy that I think when Lamar does his Hall of Fame speech, he will tip his cap to Jim Harbaugh and say, "Hey, man, I believe in my abilities, but I think his willingness is what made me an MVP."
Yep.
So
I
think it's good for Lamar.
Okay, so spring game. The question is, first of all, your excitement level. Second of all, I was flipping through ESPN, and I gotta confess, when I saw the ACC network scheduling show up with Louisville coming up, I got a little tickled by it, and listen, and I got a little agitated, and I was like, yes, coach, finally, we should be getting ACC spring game stuff on the network. So, but bygones are still bygones with that, and he can make it happen. But so here's the thing, Steve. Sunday, spring game, excitement, enthusiasm. The reason I said I have one thing is because, first of all, I want to open it up to you, Nikki, and the phone lines. 8150-939 is the number. 3831-939 is the text line. The reason I know I don't have a big... Okay, my number one thing I want to see is so far ahead of everything else that, my one is just like everything else kind of just gets lost in the shuffle. Okay. Now, if I go to the spring game, actually attend or sit in my living room and watch it. Let's not make this awkward, people. I don't want it to be awkward. Nikki, what is the first thing that Marcus Maben, because I guarantee texters know what I'm gonna say. I want to know if the texters and the YouTube channel know me better than you. What is the number one thing that I'll be looking at?
Because I know it.
I know you know it, Steve. Nikki, do you know the number one thing?
You give me multiple choice.
Hey, wait, it's what I'm gonna be looking at today.
I hate you.
I
hate you, Steve.
Big butt lineman. Thanks, Steve.
He pushed the mic away, didn't he?
Aggressively.
He quit. I don't know why y'all. I don't know why you tell me anything. Don't give me no gun. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but it's from a movie. So.
There was no way that Steve wasn't going to hold his water long enough for Nikki to try to answer the question.
My God, Becky.
And every time Steve does that, y'all, and I know you can't hear me very well. Every time Steve does that, we both laugh because Steve says,
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Steve really thinks, when he tells a secret, he really thinks you shouldn't have told him in the first place.
I know.
Nikki, he really believes that.
What? That like,
you know how like you say, I'll get back.
Sorry, I got the volume up.
You know how you say the door shouldn't have got in your way?
Yeah.
And that's like one of your blind spots.
Right.
Steve will literally say, if I tell a secret, it's your fault for telling me because it was a secret in the front of me.
Well, no, yeah, the second, no, Steve, like you're exactly like my girlfriend. My girlfriend's the exact same way, where like it is like a screen door, just is like I know that telling her that, and then she's like, I'm going to tell people about the rash, and I'm like, I told you that in secret, and then yeah.
So Steve.
But it is butts, right?
Where do you stand as far as just? I mean, is that just a Marcus thing, or is that because again, like, I mean, let's not be awkward. Like SEC butts are what makes the sport different.
No, I totally agree. I mean, it's definitely something that I look at. I mean, as an athlete, I mean, well, listen, as watching the sport, and you say, okay, no, this is. Because that's where you get your push.
Yeah, I'm not Calvin Candy or anything like Jesus, Yeah,
like, right.
No, I'm just like we're gonna need people that can hold their position and move guys off the ball.
Yeah,
on both sides of the ball. My running backs and my wide receivers, they're going to have to be able to make people plant their feet in the ground and absorb impact.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just like if the butts are still small and skinny, it's like God. Oh, it's gonna hurt my feelings.
I would agree. I'm a little more. I like I guess let me put it this way. Your answer is the right. It's really the only right answer.
Yeah, because like I can't
number one.
Yeah, I won't be able to complain about physicality. I mean, I would really, really like to see some hard-hitting football, just some listen, 3 starter-level players trying to, really hit each other to be the starter.
No, I agree. And listen, in the trenches should be. Now, I'm saying this for a reason. Should be the only right answer for number one that I'm looking for. But now I got to tell you the truth. The number one thing I'm going to look at for me personally, running backs.
Because he's so excited about them?
Not only because he's excited about them, because I'm excited about them. I say, got Tyon Evans. He's a stud from Tennessee. He's a stud. And he's different. He's different.
He's different. He's not your boy different though, right?
I wouldn't
visibly.
I wouldn't walk up and talk trash from things I've heard. Tyon Evans might Will Smith you, so I wouldn't.
You got to have a couple of those, right?
Yeah. He seems like he's a little more of a. I'm not putting this on the kid's name, but I mean, I'm just like entourage style, So. But you got him. You've got Cooley, Travion Cooley.
Mm-hmm.
You got Jahar Jordan, who has been who come on at the end
ran
of the year.
hard too, Steve. You remember how he ran? He ran physical to be a small guy. He really got behind his legs and got behind his pads, and had a low center of gravity when he hit. He finished through his runs.
100%. I mean, and those guys will be playing in the game, in the drills, and I'm interested to see which one of those 3 really separate themselves back, because obviously Hassan Hall left. Jalen Mitchell, I think he is.
They gonna move him fullback, ain't they?
Listen, no, I think he's injured, right?
I'm not sure.
Listen how bad we are.
I know.
Did he look? We've got so many running backs. I'm like, did he leave? Like, no, I don't think so.
I mean, but listen, we're gonna at some point start doing our rosters and
yeah.
who's
But
here.
I do think out of those three, man, I'm really interested to see who kind of steps up, because there were rumors the whole summer that Travion Cooley was going to leave. I mean, that was one of the first, or the whole summer, the whole off season so far. Like, that was the number one name. It was like, ooh, better watch out for him. He's probably gonna leave. Probably gonna go to NC State. Probably,
I was gonna say he was going straight to Carolina, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of
or down the area.
Yeah. Okay. Jalen Mitchell's still on the roster. Yeah. So he's just, but I mean, he's a guy, in my opinion, we'll be watching. But I'm gonna go straight to that, because I think this offense really has a shot to be, I mean, one of the better offenses I think we've put on the field in a long time.
Think about this, and this is not on a knocking thing. We really couldn't stop a lot of people, so that means we weren't getting those 3 and outs, and we weren't getting those possessions. Like,
and gosh, I apologize to Jalen Mitchell. That's we should have known better than that. Like, I know
as much as we wanted to see him play last year.
I know. I hate doing
but
that.
Sometimes shiny new toys just kind of get your attention. And
I just really think Evans is good, man. I mean, I really think Evans is good.
I like the way Jahar Jordan runs.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I really like, and I hate to be the shiny new toy guy, but I'm like, I really like those guys. And then when you look at wideout, and you're like, Marcus, what do we say all the time? Good football players. People will say 2 words that really know football. Say, how's he? What are they going to say, Marcus?
He fast.
You have some wide receivers.
He fast.
Yeah. And that means he's tremendous. That means he can catch the ball. He can run routes. He can, like, that's what he fast means.
You know where it started, Nikki? One young Jalen Reeves-Maben.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him, y'all got anybody new? Jalen Reeves-Maben says, yeah, we got this guy. His name is Alvin Kamara.
Boy.
At Tennessee. I said, what's up with him? He fast. I told Steve that story, right? Steve was in the lobby of a hotel listening to some kids on a little football trip, just talking about some kids and maybe some other kids in the tournament. So what did you hear, Steve?
They said, how's that number 20 or 22? He fast.
Enough said.
Yeah. 9 years old.
That's it.
Florida kids.
That's it.
Enough said.
That means he's good. And listen, when I hear guys, and you watch guys like Amari Huggins Bruce, and we
Satterfield's way of saying he fast. He said, hey, he can really run.
Yeah, he can really run. He can really run. So yeah, that's football speak.
Yeah, the coach version.
And I think Satterfield can coach some offense. I really do. It's never really been an issue. I mean, at the goal line, look, fan Steve gets upset. Why are we getting in? We should get in. And then, I hear Coach Satterfield, and I hear him talk, and he says, well, listen, we did this. We did. I will say this, for as much as I've gotten on Satterfield in the past, I like how he's not afraid to say, I mean, if I put my quarterback in the run pass option, I trust my quarterback. He ran it. He said it on the show with us last week. He ran it 3 times.
But he had a passing option.
But it's all I'm going to do is call the play. Yeah, I'm not going to crush the kid. I'm not going to look. I gave you a run pass option. I'm going to take 50% of that blame. You're going to take 50% of that blame.
Yeah, and then I turn into therapist because I'm like, yeah, the running back didn't even expect to get the ball, so he's not even sizing up his line the same way. And I'm like, Coach, that's where you're gonna have to step in on that.
Yeah, but you give guys like Evans the ball. Trust me.
So you think
certain guys
Satterfield's gonna say, "Hey, listen, Malik, you're my guy and everything," but
no, we
got some dudes that can go get it.
Marcus. No.
Oh, Evans gonna do it himself.
Yeah, listen, we're gonna have some guys on this team that are gonna say, "Hey, man, you're gonna have to let that rock go, baby." Hey,
I'm gonna say it real nice and soft and gentle at first.
But in all seriousness, man, I really feel good about this offense. Now the biggest question will come with the O-line. I think losing the coach the way they lost him, which a day before spring ball, man.
Yeah.
I lost. There was a little bit of me. It was like, dude, you don't do that. Like, but whatever, you know.
And where did Big Mel go?
North Carolina. Like, I'm like, yeah, nah, bro. That's you don't do that to the coach, man. Like, come on, dude. But
especially after we picked you up after he got fired.
Yeah. Like, give him spring ball, man. Like, come on, dude. Like the day before spring. But regardless. Guy, you have an NFL guy on the line. Last time we had an NFL guy on the line, we did pretty good, right?
Mackay.
Yeah. So I think that you have pieces there. I actually think, and when I say on the offensive line, there'll be addition by subtraction, that's not a shot at like Cole Bentley or anything, but I think that it allows guys to move to different positions. Okay. I think it allows guys to move to different spots. And you have guys like Kandra, who coaches talked about on here. These are, and I'm saying all this because you're asking, what am I going to be watching for at the spring game?
Yeah.
And we're just doing offense right now. But those things that because I'm really, really high on this offense. Like, this is one of those years where I'm looking at the schedule and I'm going, defense, boys, if we can be stout at all, we can go win some football games, man.
You gotta hit though.
Gotta hit.
You gotta have some hits.
But he knows that. Listen, he has. The main thing I have walked back and said, okay, not really walked back, but gave credit for, is it feels like, or let me say, allowed my want for a certain coach to override something that I normally wouldn't override. And that's what I think if it was any other guy,
right,
then the guy, then it's like, you wouldn't have overrode. I would have said, hey guys, give him a shot to trial and error. We've got to let him trial and error. And now that you take the guy out of the picture, and it's just
because everybody knows that was a big press on it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I say, man, he's done a pretty good job at trial and error because he's not afraid to say, listen, I didn't feel like the depth was there. I still don't know that the depth is there, but I watch us and we have to get more physical in practice. We have to tackle more. So I'm going to sacrifice the depth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it has to be done at full speed. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be, goal line physicality. It has to be like full field tackling, full field heat. Like when we played our Ole Miss game, it was just like our guys didn't look comfortable.
I know.
Running downhill and delivering the blow. It's like we just accepted tackles and we ended up on our back so much. And it's like, and I'm trying to change that as soon as possible. So, it starts with spring game.
And listen, and I'm the biggest proponent of the opener being a big game. I love that, especially when you're in our position. I think that hurt us bad last year.
Like in big picture?
In big picture. I think that hurt us bad last year. I think we come up against a upperclassmen team with an NFL quarterback, with guys that are getting drafted, guys that at the time had Ole Miss coming into that season thinking we can go play for the national championship. I think that last year, big picture, may have even cost us a couple games past that mentality-wise. Psychology-wise. Flip that this year. There's a good chance Louisville's going to come back to Cardinal Stadium in week 3, 2-0. They start on the road. 2 games on the road. There's a great chance that they're going to come back in week 3, 2-0. And things can flip quick, really quick. And with what they have coming in 23 and the classes they have, this all goes back, Marcus, to what I'm going to be watching on, because this is Sunday. Where your mind goes on Sunday. I don't just watch that game and go, well, it was a nice little game. Like, okay, what's that mean for September? What's this mean for September? Am I wrong with that?
And how much are we going to be able to grow between now and September?
Yes. Can I get on the air on Monday and what can I be talking about, as far as that goes, so maybe talking about a national championship too, who knows? But it's don't the women, didn't they move I think the women play Sunday, right? They win Friday, they play Sunday. I think they backed that up.
You tell me.
Yeah.
I think that's correct. Yes.
I think that's correct because they backed it up. They used to, the women's Final Four was on Sunday. They play the game on Tuesday, but I think they flipped it and they play Friday, Sunday now. So, but yeah, I mean, listen, that's kind of where my mindset is with that. But I'm going to say this again.
It is Sunday. No time yet on the tip-off.
Okay. I'm going to say this again, Marcus. We ask for this game to be on ACC Network. We ask our coach, and you can roll your eyes and say, Steve, you was crushing the guys. You can't say this. We ask him, please play a spring game. Please move the spring game to a time where we can enjoy it. Please do that. Put it on ACC Network. Let's get this. We have to back that up. Sunday at 4 p.m. Even if you're a churchgoer and you do 2 services a day, you can make it to Cardinal Stadium on Sunday at 4. There's no reason there shouldn't be an excellent crowd at Cardinal Stadium. The women are in the Final Four. The baseball team's turned it around. They're playing great. Kenny Payne's been hired. Coach Payne's been hired. We're excited about that. Coach Satterfield may have won the dang transfer portal. He's went out and got recruits. He's made good changes. He's done everything to have an offseason where fans literally were clamoring for Jeff Brom to shut us up in the offseason. Not shut us up mid-season next year if you're 5-0, 6-0, to shut Steve Rummage up in the offseason means you've had an excellent offseason. We owe it to him. We owe it to the players. That should be an excellent crowd at the spring game on Sunday to back him, to back the players, and to back the program. No questions asked.
Do you think a heavier crowd let them compete a little more?
Absolutely. Because Marcus, tell me the story. Because you always leave a detail out of that story. And I'm going to preach on this for a second, Marcus, if you'll allow me. Marcus Maben, tell me the story of Jalen Reeves-Maben at the spring game.
It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Bull in the ring.
Yeah, I like the story.
Best thing I've ever seen in my life. 70,000. At least. No, maybe like 55. It's either 55 or 70. It's Tennessee, though. Steve, I'm watching the spring game at Tennessee, watching Butch Jones grab the microphone. So, people, I want you to imagine your entire football team on the field, fully padded up. And I want you to imagine, by the way, Steve, we haven't had this conversation. We got to get that Heisman bird on the field, right? We got to get the huge Heisman bird on the field.
Listen, they've been doing their thing over there, man. I'm not going to make more work for them. Listen, I would love it, but listen.
Well, then you suck, Steve.
But listen, I'm okay. I'm okay with doing look, let basketball do the throwback and football be the innovators. Look, football, look, y'all can come out wearing like neon green.
I was gonna say, let me guess. Now you want the retro or not the infrared jerseys on the football.
Yeah, y'all be crazy. I want y'all to chrome. I want y'all to
That's fair enough.
Futuristic look, man. I can do the throwback with the basketball.
You have backed me, not all the way backed me down, but you have.
No, I agree.
You presented another option. Okay, so Nikki, Nikki.
Yes.
Steve, Louisville fans, your entire football team is out on the field. Coach has the microphone. He's getting the fans pumped up. Thanks for coming out, y'all. You know, you're going to see some physical. We're going to smash them out. We're going to do this. We're going to blah, 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 blah. Everybody's in there. I mean, just getting charged up. The players are all around, jumping around. We're going to do some, and I don't even, let's call it the power, circle of life. That's what he called it, right? The circle of life. He's like, we're going to do some circle of life. So the dudes are getting all excited, right?
We're going to see who the life champion is.
People, they circled around the center of the field like a wrestling size circle. The entire team is around a circle in the middle of the field in the stadium, 70,000, right? And he calls out player versus player. Imagine that level of tension. And they say, Jalen Hurd, Jalen Reeves-Maybin, get out here. Keep in mind, y'all, these kids just played for the state tournament 6 months earlier. They just played. They were in the Final Four. Jalen Hurd beat Jalen Reeves-Maybin's team in the state Final Four tournament. So they're both from Tennessee. Jalen Hurd's a 6'3", 230-pound, 5-star running back. And my baby is out there. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. But here's the thing. You line them up. Whole team is barking, screaming. And it looks, like I said, the visual of a coach just barely keeping them separated. They're like face to face, probably like nose to nose, face mask to face mask. It's about 3 feet between them. And you can see they're both their back foot just digging into the ground, digging. I mean, it is really like, I don't want to make the natural reference because I don't feel like getting canceled today. But just imagine 2 vicious whatevers are just snarling at each other, and you're like, oh my God. And the whole team and just the crowd is, you got your favorite, everybody's pumped. And like I said, the coach is just like trying to keep them separate. And all he's gonna do is when he blows that whistle, you gotta throw you gotta physically push the other dude out of this circle of life. Just the adrenaline level. That coach hit that whistle and they just, you know what I'm saying? Just went after each other. And Jalen threw him out. My Jalen won.
Well, your Jalen's in the NFL now, too.
Oh, listen, Steve. I was like,
damn! You ripped your shirt open.
Yes. I won that circle of life, Steve.
I know.
You put my little pit out there, and he ran. And I mean, you see how sometimes they celebrate. You're like, they're giving each other concussions the way they celebrate.
Oh, I know.
Like at that level of adrenaline.
Yeah.
So my point is, people, that's another 1-year story. I tell that because imagine performing in that level of intensity, enthusiasm, and pressure. with the whole team. Your whole orange is behind you. Their whole white is behind, red, red versus white. And you got your squad behind you, and really all concentrating on two guys just having to win this. Then you add the stadium atmosphere into it. It's like, yes, this is the training proving ground / it's hard to simulate that level of, testosterone, what I'm saying, and enthusiasm and pressure.
And I'm telling you, you said 55 to 70,000 were there, right? In that spring game. We go put 90% of that lower bowl full, and we show out for this group, for this
Surely
team.
The coach lets them go at each other.
Listen, Coach Satterfield's going to reward you. He's going to reward you as a fan base, man. Like, and just what that can do. And by the way, do I need to mention, going to be some big recruits on campus.
And then there's that.
And we're talking about a class that already sets at number 9. You want to win national championships? You want to play in playoffs? We have to get to spring games. That's where it starts.
Steve, go protect your wife. Get out of here.
All right.
I'll take a last commercial break and finish up with some little gems. I'll talk to you soon.
I'll chat with y'all tomorrow for a little bit. Yep.
Middays with Marcus Maben on 939 The Ville.
Bye, Steve.
We are your home for the NCAA tournament, including the Final Four and National Championship. You're listening to ESPN Louisville and the ESPN Louisville app.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do, do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
What's up, Card Nation? Kenny Payne. I'm headed home.
The next chapter of Louisville men's basketball is here as Kenny Payne has been named the new head coach of the Cardinals. The veteran college and NBA coach with 17 years of coaching experience, the former Cardinals basketball great returns home to lead his alma mater.
I took this job for the University of Louisville, for this community, and for this state.
Season ticket memberships are now available. Become a member today by visiting gocards.com/MVB.
When you're in pain, Phil Rich makes it rain. Job-related injury have you in pain? Let Phil make it rain. Social Security disability have you in pain? Let Phil make it rain. Phil Rich Law handles workers' compensation claims as well as Social Security disability cases. Phil Rich Law is located on Poplar Level Road directly across from St. X and has served the Louisville area for over 30 years. So the next time you're in pain, let Phil make it rain. 365-9438. Phil Rich Law. When you're in pain, Phil Rich makes it rain. This has been an advertisement.
Play ball!
Welcome to Louisville's premier baseball training facility, Smash Zone. Smash Zone Baseball offers the latest in high-tech baseball and softball training in a comfortable environment and convenient location off Plantside Drive. The team at Smash Zone Baseball loves helping kids develop their skills and confidence by offering you lessons, cage rentals, team rentals, power hour, hit sessions, and camps. Get your kids off the couch and into the game. SmashZoneBaseball.com.
It's out of here!
March is here, which means it's time for Flavor Madness at Wing Zone. Wing Zone has 17 delicious flavors to choose from. I'm talking Mango Fire, Thai Chili, Blackened Voodoo, Liquid Gold, and many more. Order online to have it delivered to your door just in time for the game. Wingzone.com. You got it.
Miss anything for your favorite shows? Head over to the GE Appliances Podcast Center on ESPNLouisville.com. Apply today at makeitathepark.com.
At Wendy's, March is madness. With our breakfast Baconator. Sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant. Both made with fresh cracked eggs or even a honey butter chicken biscuit. And we're just getting warmed up. Get 50% off the official breakfast of March Madness when you order through the Wendy's app. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
For limited
participating Wendy's via app offer only. Account registration required. No discount applies to taxes or fees. Not valid with any other offer.
Louisville women's basketball is headed to Minneapolis for the Final Four.
The Cardinals are on their way to the Twin Cities as they beat Michigan.
And ESPN Louisville is your play-by-play and post-game headquarters. Live play-by-play of the Cards in South Carolina begins Friday at 6:30 on 93.9 The Ville. And then directly following the game, join Chrissy Banta and Dave Skull for the Louisville postgame show, presented by the Huffman Auto Group. If it's Louisville women's basketball, we talk about it here on 93.9 The Ville and the ESPN Louisville app.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some cold crab, tap, can, or bottled beer? 4 pegs. And the best part about 4 pegs is it's right around the corner at 1053 Goss Avenue in Germantown. So you better get over there fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck and other catering services.
Time now for an ESPN Louisville Sports Center update.
Good morning. I'm Nick Valvano, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by, lost my spot. There we go. I apologize, everybody. Brought to you by UPS Jobs. UPS Jobs, they're hiring. Now offering up to $21 an hour for part-time package handler positions. Learn how you can graduate debt-free. Apply today at upsjobsky.com. Sidney Curry is coming back, the junior big, taking to social media today to announce his plans on returning next year under new coach Kenny Payne. Curry averaged 7.1 points, 4.4 boards, and shot over 67% from the field last season. Staying in hoops, ESPN Louisville, your play-by-play home for the women's Final Four and the Louisville post-game show. Final Four coverage begins Friday, 6:30, right here on 93.9 The Ville and the ESPN Louisville app. Then directly following the game, it's the Louisville women's basketball post-game show presented by the Huffman Auto Group. Join Chrissy Banta, Dave Skull around 9 p.m. Be your first place that will take your calls, texts, and hear live from Jeff Walls. To the Diamond, baseball, you never forget your first. Jack Payton knocking his first homer to help the Cards top the tops 15-5 last night. Jack Westport also broke his maiden with this 8th inning moonshot.
Runner at first, one out. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on and hit high and deep to center field. Gray going back. He looks up, and that ball is out of here. Drake Westcott joining Jack Payton in hitting their first career home runs. Westcott hits a moonshot to center field that went way over the 400 mark, and you couldn't wipe the smile off his face right now if you tried.
Wrapping up with some football, the Ravens, they signed Coach John Harbaugh to a 3-year extension through 2025. Your home for the Ravens in Lamar is 93.9 The Ville. The other football, the one on the pitch, Racing Louisville in action today, hosting Chicago Red Stars 7:30.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming. And whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rates at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
You're listening to 93.9 The Ville, powered by Isaacs and Isaacs Injury Lawyers. WeWin.com.
When it's time to party, we will party hard.